Hi everyone, welcome back to the ToroK channel. So today we've got a brave new guitar here inside this box. It is the Harley Benton ST20HH, a brave new guitar that was just released a few days ago and that comes stock with HBZ active pickups. So let's unbox it and discover it together. Alright, so here it is with paper wrap to protect the strings. Out of silicone paper for some strings that are certainly not exceptional, and to be fair, I won't keep the strings anyway because the string gauge is 9 to 42 and I'm not able to play on such a light string gauge. Anyway, so here it is. So I have already reviewed and demoed the ST20HSS on the channel. It was really an interesting guitar because everything was rounded, everything was very comfortable to play, so very good guitar either for a mod project or for a beginner, and I think this one will be no different. But okay, the frets, that's the first thing I always check on the guitar. Not sharp, okay, polish job could have been better, but I think this guitar will be very playable anyway. You see that they are rounded. Are they polished? No. I don't think the polish job is going to be very good, and you feel a bit of scratches here. I wonder what the HBZ are going to sound like on this guitar that comes with basswood body. Okay, the finish, okay, very simple. Matte black, very classic, but very efficient as well. It's doing the job. Super cheap guitar, 129 euros if I am not wrong. You don't expect, of course, miracles from this kind of guitar. I just expect it to sound good and to play nice, and that will be okay. Specific on this guitar, and it's the first time I see it on a Harley Benton guitar, only one volume pot, no tone pot. Last time I have seen the specs was on the LTD AG1, so Andy James, signature guitar, and I thought, yeah, I am pretty much never using the tone pot on my guitars, especially when I play metal, but even when I play clean, and James doesn't as well, so very nice to notice that for me. So yeah, why not? It makes sense, especially on such brutal pickups as the HBZ, so okay. Of course, you've got a battery compartment because the HBZ are active, and as you can see, there is no battery here inside. Hopefully there will be one inside the box. I haven't checked it out. Okay, before we go any further, I want to check out if I can see the battery inside the box. Well, inside the box, the only thing left is this very affordable and potentially efficient, sufficient, I would say, a jack cable, but no battery inside. So that's the first thing I want to point out. When you set a guitar that comes with active pickups, the least you can do is bring a 9-volt battery within the box. Okay, no matter, because I have several active pickup guitars at home, so I have several batteries in my stocks, but I always think about people who discover the guitar, who have never played a guitar with active pickups, who realize that, okay, I should have a 9-volt battery and I don't have it, and maybe we're on Sunday and you don't know where to find one, so it's frustrating, you know. Okay, anyway, now comes the time for me to change the strings and put some 10 to 52 string gauge. These are going to be Harley Benton strings, by the way, and so I'm coming back with the demo in the mix, even though I still don't know what I'm going to play with this guitar. Here we go! Okay, so that was the Harley Benton ST20 HH in the mix. Now we're going to talk about what you couldn't see here, so the demo. But just before we go there, I would like to ask you to subscribe to this channel if it's not already done. Leave tons of thumbs up, share my video on social networks with your friends, your families, and so on. And if you order anything from my partner Thomann, this guitar or something else, please use my partner link that's going to be in the description down below. When you click my link, you're in the French page of Thomann, so you just have to click upright to change the language, and there you are. If you want to make 100% sure that you're on my page, you can also use my list of highly recommended gear. Then you are on my page with the logo, the banner, and so on. You can order anything from the list or out of the list, it's gonna work anyway. Thanks in advance for your help, and now let's go for this guitar, and I will start with the headstock. Very Fenderish headstock, and that's something, okay, have nothing against Fenderish headstocks in general. I'm not a headstock fetish, as you know, but I think that Harley Benton should now start to make things their own, you know. The imitations, the copies have made and they keep doing maybe a way to start a brand, but now Harley Benton is a world-known brand, and I would be really happy if they had their own identity and a strong identity. Anyway, just my 2 cents. Okay, the string tees that you can see here are, I think, totally useless, because even though it's not the worst guitar I have seen, the tuning stability is not really very good. And before you play it, before you record anything with it, better check it out twice, better than once. And not very good news, but I have to say it, those tuners are not the best I have seen. Fortunately, they are not jumpy, but they are really very hard. You might think that it's because of the string gauge I'm using, which is 10 to 52, but they already were very hard with the stock strings that were 9 to 42, so I don't believe it has changed anything to it. Okay, so very interesting point though, because of this kind of headstock, of the really Fenderish headstock, you have nothing to hide other the threshold, and you're gonna use it very easily. It works very well, no problem. The nut is super thin, plasticky. I think if you decide to buy this guitar, it's one of the first things you should change, because it's gonna improve the tuning stability. Aside from that, so the neck, it's supposed to be a modern C neck. For me, it's a classic C. It's not really a modern C, but it's very comfortable in a way. But just, you know, a tiny bit thicker than what I'm used to having on Shakers, for instance. I think it's something like 21 to 23, I guess, because it's not in the specs list. The frets, they were not polished at all, so I had to do it myself. They were a little bit black and a little bit dirty, but you know, for 128 euros, that's something you have to expect. If you take the guitar as it is out of the box, you might be disappointed, but if you work a little bit on it, on the frets especially, you change the strings, okay, you have something way better. Be careful with the intonation in general. On such cheap guitars, intonation is about wrong. Okay, the pickguard, as you can see, the plastic is very sensitive to scratches. Hopefully I can do something about it, but really I'm not sure. Not sure at all, but okay. I mean, better damage the pickguard than the wood itself, because it's something you can easily replace if you want to. But okay, keep that in mind. Cheap plastic, cheap guitar, a lot of scratches, and I have not played this guitar that much. One single volume. I have had already questions from people asking me if I consider it a problem. Well, my personal answer is absolutely not, because in general I'm not using the tone pot, except on 1 or 2 guitars that are a little bit bright, and I wrote it off a quarter, something like that, to have something maybe well, a bit darker, but I would say a little bit more balanced. But on those edge visit pickup that are more on the dark side than on the bright side, I would not have used the tone pot anyway. And you know, the volume pot will be much more useful and we're gonna talk about it when I play the guitar alone, but better have one volume pot and nothing else. The tone pot, you can live without it, no problem. Okay, the bridge, pretty comfortable to put your palm on it. Fortunately, and that's something I do appreciate, if I compare this guitar with the SC20 HSS I have already demoed and reviewed on the channel. You can find a link up there. Fixed bridge, no stupid, useless, fake, garbage tremolo, just nice fixed bridge you can use normally, no problem. I'm not used to having the jack input here, but no problem, even if I have a jack like this one, okay, does work, no problem. Okay, the paint job tends to keep your fingerprints, but you can clean it easily. I didn't do it for the review, but I will do it before I send the guitar back to Tom, and of course I'm always doing that. Okay, all in all, very interesting guitar, very comfortable to play. The access to the 22nd frets on the lowest string is not so easy because of the neck hill that's here, but if you stay on the B or G, well, it does work. I've had no problem bending on the 22nd string on the high E, so very interesting. And you know, keep in mind, 128 euros. I would of course consider buying this guitar if I was a beginner, or if I had a teenager that wants to start playing and I don't want to ruin myself with a guitar, not knowing if my kid's gonna play it for 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years, or 3 decades. So very good starting point, but also a very good mod project, very good basis, even though I was not really confident in the body wood that's popular. The only time I've had a guitar with a popular body, I mean, it was really a disaster. This thing was feeling super light, like really like a toy, and I was afraid if I put a big string gauge I could break the wood, so it was really feeling very fragile, but not on this one. This one is 3.4 kilograms, so you don't have the feeling you have a super light toy inside your hands, and it doesn't sound bad at all, and that's what we're going to talk about now, and we're going to start this with the bridge pickup. Okay, one thing you have to know for all the demo and the guitar alone parts you're gonna hear, I have rolled the volume off to between 7 and 8, and that's a good thing, that you have the possibility to set the volume very correctly, because, well, you've got numbers. I really advise you should not keep the volume on 10, because the only thing you're gonna get is more noise. Those edge busy pickups are really super powerful. I mean, more powerful, more output than on any EMG active pickups I have at home, and I have them almost all, you know, and I think the biggest output level on EMG is either on the headset or on the EMG 85, and those ones are way higher in terms of output. So you roll the volume off to 7, you bring the pickup down a little bit, I think 4 millimeters here and 5.5 here is the good setup, so you have something a bit more precise with a bit less noise, even though they remain noisy. But okay, the tone itself is not bad at all, especially of course for high gain, because when you play clean with active pickups, even if you roll the volume off a little bit, well, it's not the best tone you can get, especially on a bridge pickup. But okay, it's a good cheap substitute for some EMG pickups. Now, if you want to replace those pickups for EMGs, if you love the guitar, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting upgrade. But okay, those HBZ on such a cheap guitar are a good choice. Now let's move to the neck pickup. And the neck pickup doesn't sound so bad either, you know, not too dark. Of course, in clean, you could hope something better if you had passive pickups, but okay, not bad. The tone is very close to what I have on EMG 81, just maybe a little bit darker and a tiny bit less note definition, but okay, very good. And now let's listen to these two pickups played together with the middle position. Okay, and again, you sense that the neck pickup is louder because of its position, and the balance is not perfect. But it gives something very interesting. If you want really a rhythm part that sounds super heavy, super dark, I think you can use that. And again, as you can hear, the balance in terms of tone is not so bad, so you would not need a tone pot at all. So all in all, well, it's a good surprise for me, because I did not expect a lot from this guitar, because okay, 128 euros currently, because the price have been kicked in the ass because of the crisis and so on. So I was really not preparing myself from something extraordinary, and I will not say it's extraordinary, but it's very satisfying and very playable. It plays nice. It sounds like I expected it would, so it's kick-ass, you know. There's nothing else to expect from such a guitar, but that's what I love, you know, a guitar that's really able to bring some very heavy tone with a lot of gain, and but still under control, and still with a good note definition, even though it's not the best I've heard. It's very, very interesting, very correct. So if you're not a beginner, you don't know what to start with, and you have nothing against active pickups, and I guess if you're not a beginner, you don't mind about passive or active pickups. You'll talk about that later in a few years. But okay, very good starting point, especially if you want to play metal and big hard rock. If you want a mod project, yeah, good deal too. And the interest of this kind of super massive pickguard, like on any Fender, you can change it, and so you can bring something different in terms of color. You can get it white, red, purple, why not? Good guitar. I think it's gonna be a top seller for early beginners or mid project guitars, because really it does a very good job. Keep in mind anyway that the tuning stability is not a bit you can find. You'd better change the nut pretty much as soon as you get the guitar. Maybe you will feel like you could improve the tuners, and if you go for some go-to tuners, gonna be under 50 euros for a good set of tuners. You've got to wonder if the string keys are useful or not. For me they're not, but okay, maybe that's just me. But yeah, very good deal. So I think I'm gonna add this guitar to my list of highly recommended gear. Okay, so thanks for watching, and see you for the next video.